Yes, perfect. Nice to be with you guys. I'm really, really happy to share with you this part of this course. Please remember, feel free to ask any kind of questions regarding this topic. And if not regarding this topic, I will try as well to answer them with all my best knowledge, okay? Let me introduce myself. My name is Jaime Tacher. James will be in English my name. Um, I'm a lawyer. I'm 46 years old. I'm a criminal lawyer. And I'm in this world of Rife frequencies, spooky 2 machines, and all this alternative healing because of my wife, which is here. Her name was Catalina Montoya. Sadly, she got cancer at the age of 38 years. And during this hard step curve, I meet the right frequencies. Sadly, it was a very aggressive cancer, and she passed away last year on May 16 last year. But one of her best intentions and her wishes was if she got cured using the Rife to help other people. So after I discovered Rife machines and I discovered Spooky, sadly she passed away. The cancer was already spread all over her body. I didn't arrive with enough timing, but I tried to continue her idea or her intention, and that's why I started a clinic in Mexico named Zienzia. And now I use my spare time to heal another people that's obviously ill. And well, I'm amazed by everything I found, and that's why I want to share with you. Thank you. That's why I want to share with you all this knowledge. Hopefully, you will find a cure or a better help to someone you love, or you can help other people as well as me and try to spread this word all over. Okay. So this time I'm going to talk with you about contact mode. Um, People have the idea that contact mode were first or before the plasma mode, and that's wrong. Actually, contact mode came after plasma. Um, Let me share this small history of what happened here. Back in the 1930s, when Rife started all this stuff, the only way to deliver safety a frequency was by using a plasma tube. That's why he used that. Basically, it's a big AM or FM antenna that's going to broadcast all these frequencies in a nearby radius. However, it was not cheap, of course. So with the years, as an alternative to that, they start doing the contact mode, which has very good points, and that's basically, I believe, the one of the strongest points of a spooky. Actually, this part of the contact mode. The main theory behind this mode, it's actually that you're going to use these electrodes that we call them here spooky tin pads, and they're going to use the electrical current impulse over your body, and the generators are going to measure the short distance between one electrode and another, and by doing so, that's why the body receives the frequency. This is really, really, really important because first, this mode is the cheapest mode you can get. In other forums, I'm trying to be constant working in the forums, and people usually say that the only way to get results is basically when you have a plasma tube. In my experience and running the clinic, I can tell you that's not true. I have healed a lot of people, helped a lot of people, and healed a lot of people just by using contact. And it's amazing how to work. Actually, by doing some of this stuff, I believe it's better the contact mode than the plasma. However, if you can have all of them, plasma, remote, and contact, that will be great. But if not, contact mode is a very good way to start. And remember, this is actually, I will say, the second best mode to deliver a frequency. The first best will be plasma, of course, the strongest one, but the second best is contact. And the main difference is not about money, it's about comfort and the way that the frequency is delivered. Of course, plasma allows you to move around everywhere, be contactless, of course, in the bed, in your couch, watching TV, whatever. And as well, contact requires something to stick to your body or over your body. That's basically the only main difference or the downside of the contact mode. Over that, you have cheaper, so you can buy a generator XM and use it with contact, and it will deliver the work. You have several ways to deliver the frequencies, so it's pretty good. There's stuff that can be worked only by contact, like for example the molecular weight. I believe that the best way is to do it by contact, not even by plasma. Also, can you see here, there is a difference between these three methods. I want to point this out. The plasma, it's multiple methods to deliver. Contact is obviously doing it by electrical current, and remote is doing this by quantum entanglement. That's the way each of these modes delivers the frequencies. Now, here's something important, is the range of the frequencies. As you see, the one that has the lower range is actually the plasma. That doesn't mean it's not the less powerful, because you can multiply these frequencies. Okay, but actually, if you can see, contact can deliver a higher frequency range as well as remote. Plasma is the faster way. The next best is contact, and then the next best will be remote. Remote is the slower one, but that is being surpassed because of the capacity of the remote that's being on 24/7. So that will level up a little the game. Okay. So you have a good idea what's each one of them. And basically, contact, as I told you before, is one of the best ones, the cheapest mode, and we're going to enter to study how it's work. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, I point this link here so you can see a video. We're going to watch this official Spooky2 video. That's very good one, and it's going to explain everything. I'm going to mute this video and going to talk over it to explain all the doubts you can have first in the way you need to connect and use the Spooky2 contact mode. So first, of course, you can connect it to a Generator X Pro, to an old Generator X, which is a great system, or to a Generator XM. You connect it with this stuff. You can have the hand cylinders that are just great. I will talk with them in a second. You can have the team pads connected. You can have the gloves, or the knee pads, as well as the wristbands or the socks. And of course, you can have the internal electrode also being placed in this. So you have several ways to deliver the frequencies. Okay, now, what about this? You have the Generator X there. Of course, you have the power supply. You have the USB cable. This is very important. Every time you use contact, you will use the TINS cable. Okay. You will use also what's here, a Spooky2 booster, also very important. Then you have what's there, the TINS contact kit. You have, of course, the steel cylinders, the TIN pads, and the internal electrode. So what's important about this? You have very different ways to deliver this, okay? Of course, first you need to connect by using the USB cable to the Generator X to the computer by using the USB port, of course. Here's something I want to point out. Most people always ask in the forum what kind of computer they need to buy. I strongly suggest you to buy a laptop, and you can find very cheap ones over eBay. The most I think you need to buy is a computer with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM that will make the program run real fast. And also you will need a, well, you will not need it, but it will make life very easier and faster, to have a solid state disk drive. It can run over Windows 10 or over Windows 11, doesn't matter. Both of them are great capabilities of running the program. So don't worry for this. Okay, then you connect it. And plugging in, of course, to the source. Then you go for the booster. Remember, we're talking here that we're going to use electrical current. So we need to boost this electrical current. Now, here's important to notice, you have two important ways to connect what the thin cables are, okay? You need to hook them up, turn them around. Then you connect the thin cable I talked previously. And that's important. This is very important. Let me pause the video. You can connect it to this port, which is shown, the second one. Or you can connect it also, you will see it in a second, to what is the colloidal silver port. This will change the power of the electrical current you are going to receive. So as you said here in the video, the colloidal silver port will send you less electrical current. So it's a safer way to use the contact mode. Some people can say they feel too much, so then there is no reason to suffer by using the contact mode. Then you just change the port, and that will be all. Also, for the hand cylinders, you will see you have two small plugs in the top of each one. You will connect the cables. Doesn't matter where you connect them. Okay, as long as you have them there, so there is no issue. You plug one, you plug the second, and then you just hold the hand cylinders to receive the frequencies. Now here's something I love, is actually the thin pads. You will do the same, you just connect them in any of these plugs, doesn't matter, and then you will connect the thin pads in your body. Oh, sorry, I went a little too far here.
To receive frequency for TENS contact kit connection.
Okay, sorry. So, and there's a third way, is by using actually the gloves or the Electrodes, which is actually really great. I will tell you how I use them in a second. Basically, just hook these small adapters into the gloves or knee pads, one each, and then you connect them to the wires. Same stuff, doesn't matter what kind of connector you use. That's the way to plug them in. And then you just wear the gloves on you. Okay? That's basically it. Now you have the internal electrode, which is very important to have this safe point. You need to plug in the cables into the colloidal silver port because you don't want to get too many energy, obviously. So you want to be discreet there in the amount of current you're going to receive. And there's two ways to connect them. You can connect them first, the two plugs them. That's the first way. And if you want to reach more area, you will unhook one of the ports and you will connect the thin pads. And then you will place those thin pads over your body. That's the best way to connect them. Then you press on for the generator. And here's an example by using the area where you can connect the thin pads. Now, here's the part when you can go to the preset tabs. Just type the word diarrhea. Find, this is important, you will see the small letter C here on the brackets. That means is contact. When you see R means remote, you will see P as plasma, double S as scalar, and that's the way you can identify what program is for. Okay, so she place the correct preset. Go to the control tab, override generator, find the port that's using the booster we already placed, and then just hit start. And the program is being loaded, and now it's working. You will see the frequency there. You see the green button showing that's running, and you will have the frequency delivered to your body. Okay? Also, you can go to empty shell and select just a shell that has no program. Go there, type diarrhea over programs, and then select over the database which programs are good for you. Once you get those programs there, you go again to the control tab, go to the override generator as you're looking there, select the generator you're using, and then go ahead and press the start button. And that's the way to deliver the frequencies if you want to make a custom program. That's basically how you use it. It's very simple, as you can use any other stuff that's made from Spooky. Is basically that. Okay. Now we're gonna try to get into depth into each one of these. Okay. So we're gonna talk about each of these instruments. First, we have the hand cylinders. They are great for short, intense programs. Why? Because you need to hold the hand cylinders the whole time with your hands. So it's a little tired, yes, but they deliver a strong frequency to your body, and you can use them to have relief. This is very, very good, for example, for people who is having problems from Parkinson or anything that's related to the hands, maybe arthritis. This is very, very good way to solve this problem, this issue. I will talk about that also in a second, how I use them. You can also deliver any kind of other frequencies there. So you need to hold them in your hands. Basically, that's all. Also, you can use them to have a foot bath. That's perfectly for taking out toxins of your body. So this is just great. And basically what you're looking there is maybe the cheapest way to get right frequencies into your body. Just a simple generator XM with a booster and contact. As simply as that. Cannot be any cheaper, any easier, and you will get help in this case. Now, the Teams contact kit. Here's important. All this, yes, I said foot bath. Yes, you can have a nice foot bath that will get you out of toxins. So the Teams contact kit is just great. You have different options. You have the Teams pads for the gloves, the socks, the arms, the wrist, and the knee pads. Okay, so all these work perfect for longer time sessions. These are impregnated in silver, so when you use them, they deliver the frequency through the body, of course. So these are really great, really comfortable. I use this a lot with my mother, for example. She has Parkinson, and I've seen better effects with the contact mode than with the plasma mode. So when I deliver her frequencies overnight, I prefer to have them wear, for example, the knee pads or the gloves in her hands, and have all these frequencies delivered over and over and over the whole night. That's really good. Also, I'm going to tell you about the little experiment I'm doing and how it's working out for Parkinson and arthritis. What I do first is I just select all the frequencies about Parkinson and Parkinsonian, put them in an empty shell program, and put the gloves on the client or patient, and start the program. I usually see they start to shake more with some frequencies, and with some of them, they stop shaking. So what I do is I start writing down the frequencies which they stop shaking, okay? And I make a list of all these frequencies that are beneficial for her or for the patient or client. Then I make a custom program using those frequencies, and I just deliver the frequencies that are helpful for her nervous system. This is doing great. It's becoming a great success in my experience. You can try it. I use this for Parkinson and for arthritis. It's working really good in the clinic, and it's a very good way also to shorten the time of the session and just deliver those frequencies that are working as they are working good for the people. Okay, now this is important, the internal electrode. Of course, there are sometimes you want to deliver frequencies inside the body. That's what this is for. Okay, it's great. Obviously, you have colon problems. You want this, of course. Okay. This is, remember, very important to remember. You need to plug it in the colloidal silver port, never on the full port. And by this way, you can deliver those frequencies inside the body. Remember, plasma can go through the air, go through the muscle, and even reach the bones just by being broadcasted over the air. In contact, we don't have that, so we need to deliver those frequencies by using the body, of course, so they can travel with the electricity. So that's what this is important. This obviously could be a great solution for people with cancer in the colon, of course, prostate cancer also. So this is a great way to deliver frequencies inside the body, being safe, and of course, doing the best of the frequencies. Now the TIM pads. For me, these are the best. I use them all the time. Hopefully, within a month, I can give you a very nice class of how I do the biofeedback, how it's working in my clinic, and how the people is getting these good results. For now, I can tell you, for me, I love the TIM pads. It's just a great way to deliver frequencies to the body. They are very easy to use. You can almost reach any part of the body. And these are reusable. People think it's just one use. No, you can use it maybe 20 or 30 times. I strongly not suggest them to be shared with anybody. There are some cautions you need to be aware of. I will just go and jump ahead. You will never use them above the neckline. You don't want to hurt or send electrical current to this part of the body. From the neck down, obviously, you want to use it on areas that are not the hairy areas. You need to be shaved perfectly. If not, the hair is going to stop them then and make them do not work very easily, very fast. You need to wash them after you use. This is important, okay? So I have one here. I don't know if let me put it here. Yes, this you have them. So basically what you do, just peel it off and then put it into your body, okay? After you use it, what I do in the clinic is I ask the people or the person to go to the bathroom, just wash your hand and use just current tap water and moisturize the whole area and place them back in their plastic cover. That's basically all you need to do to reuse them and be sure they doesn't look this stickiness, if you want to call it like that. And you can reuse them maybe 20 or 30 times with no issues at all. Okay? Do not share them to other person. Try always to be as clean as possible so they don't stick to grease or dirt in your body. And we will go how to use them and how to place them in a second. These are great. I use them every day because I use them in the biofeedbacks that I do almost every single day. I maybe do 20 or 30 biofeedbacks each day. So I use them the whole time. Now, as I told you, they are just a great part to do the biofeedback. I just want to be real honest with you in this part. The biofeedback is not meant to be a tool for diagnosis. It's not a diagnostic tool. People most of the time understand it. No, it's not the way it works. The biofeedback is a tool that will get, by using the electrical current in the body, the frequencies your body is responding to, because it's measuring the distance between one and another electron. That's what's going to do the biofeedback. At some time or at some point, it's going to attack all these frequencies that you need so until it reaches the major problem you are trying to solve. Okay, this is important for you to know. You use the biofeedback tool, of course, with the impacts all the time. I want to address, I do not know, I'm pretty sure that you cannot do a biofeedback unless you are using these tools. Okay, these tools, I mean the TIMPADs. It's basically that. Now, here's important. Now, people told me, well, how you use them in real life. This is very important. Remember, there are two main possibilities with the tympans. You can use them for read when you're doing a biofeedback scan, or you can use them to heal when you are using the correct frequency to your body. So first we're going to talk for the hands. Okay, you have the first slide, so you can play one of the tympans here and the other on this part. Okay, remember something: when you place the tympans, you always want to avoid all the joints. Never put them on the joints. You need to put them at least far apart from that point, from that joints, the closest you can. Okay, but not over the joints. So that's perfect. For example, if you want to treat a carpal tunnel syndrome, you can do it that way. If you have arthritis, you can do it that way. If you have Parkinson in the hands, you can do it that way. Any pain in the hand, you can do it the way. Of course, if you want to accelerate the healing the body, then you can say it. Okay. I will just take this. Yes, I said you can wash them with just tap water. You're not going to put soap of them. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And also, I'm gonna recall this again in a moment. When you use them, they should not be wet. Okay, you just wash them, place them back, leave them dry. You use it the next day or the next 2 days, peel it off, and they are totally wet. Totally not wet. Okay, they're important. Now we're talking about elbow pain. I'm going to stand up. So, as I told you before, never on the joints. So you can place one tympan here and the other one inside the arm, like this one. Okay, you are singular. Now, why you use this in a different points? Remember I told you the current will travel from one another part. So you always want to connect two parts and make the current travel across your body. Okay? So if you are feeling pain, for example, in this area of the shoulder, then I can put both of them here or one in each side of the part. Okay? Now we have about shoulder pain. If you see this slide, we are not going over the neck pain, the neckline. We are just touching the neck. And you can place over the tympans in front and back of the shoulder or over the neck and down the shoulder. That's also very, very good to release tension in the shoulders. Back pain will work really, really good. Now from the lumbar area, it's amazing, and I can tell you this, how easy you can lower the pain from sciatica problems when you use these tympans in the lumbar area. So there are two possible ways you can put them there. Okay, so it's basically you can put it one each other or diagonal, as you can see here, one on this or these two or these two. You will hit this lumbar pain area. Of course, you will need to find frequencies that lower the pain, of course, and correct sciatica. There are a lot of frequencies you can use. They work really good. And in the clinic, it's something really unbelievable because people get to the clinic with this big pain and within 40 minutes of session, maybe 50 minutes of sessions, they just can walk. It's just incredible. So this is one hit wonder. If you have someone you love that's having this issue, first use this, avoid surgeries, see if you can relieve the pain, and this is just great. Hip pain, you can see where you can use them. You can choose one just above your glutes and in front of your stomach, or one another just above the hip and down the leg. That's perfect. Foot pain, really important. You can use them under the foot or just next to your ankle. This is great also. Remember, most of this kind we are talking pain, but also you can find frequencies for any other issues you are looking for, okay? Remember to always try to deliver the frequencies the closest to the body part that's having the problem. So for example, if you want to use frequencies for a severe cold, of course, you're going to connect the thin pads where close to the chest or to the back of or to your back, sorry, to your back. In that way, you can deliver the frequency faster. Of course, you're not going to use them in the stomach. Okay, so keep in mind that. Get the closer you can. Now, here is a good example where you can place the thin pads. Obviously, in the front part of the body, you can put them just in the lateral part, just behind the kidneys, or in the front part, just below your ribs. Okay, feel that rib when it ends. For example, my rib ends here, so I will put the electrode, the thin pads, in this area. Okay, you have a better scan here, a better picture here. If you're scanning a person, you can scan directly on the area that the person is having the issue, or you can go directly to that part if you want to have a general body scan. Okay, so that's the difference where you can place it. Okay, for the neck area and the head. So if you're having a headache, you're not going to put the thin pads in the head. You're going to place them there above the shoulders. Okay, so you can have everything there. Now, there was a question, gray color pad is opposite side. Yes, sometimes it's opposite side, or just you can match them in diagonal. Like, for example, in this slide, let me go back. It means you can go this and that, two sides, or you can match in the diagonal gray sides and white sides. Okay? Now, I'm going to skip this ahead and point something important. Here you are seeing four pads, and well, two and two, no? But it's important to know that you can only use, I'm going to be real strong about it, you can only use two pads, no more than two. If you put four, it will not work. You may have an electrical discharge, so please don't do it that way. Just use two pads for the body, and that's all you need. If you want to treat a larger area by using the pads, then you can try them cross. So you can put one here, for example, and then cross the body, and then the other one here and here. So you can do those two sessions. First session, up and down, diagonal. Second session, up and down, diagonal. Okay? So you can do it that way. Also, you need to know that Spooky have these bigger patches. I love them. That's maybe 2 times the size, or maybe 3 times the size of a regular thin pads. And that's basically for treating a bigger area and delivering the frequencies in a bigger area of the body. I will use them to ease pains, for example, if the person is very ill and you want to solve the issue fast, that's the way to go. Now, I'm going to talk about Gen X, XM, and X Pro. You can use the contact mode with any of these. As I told you before, if you're starting to go to Spooky and you want to go slow and start receiving benefits, then you can use a generator XM with a contact mode, and for sure it will deliver very good frequencies and you will get really good. Here's a question, well, I will address it. Where's the best implant location for an larger prostate? As I told you before, you can use the internal electrode as well as a thin pad in the front of the body, so you can use frequencies to go through the body and you can have the best part of. If you don't want to use an electrode, then you can use the frequencies just around your waistline, a little lower your waistline, then that's the way you can put the frequencies there. Important precautions and safety. Remember, we're using electrical current through the body, so we have to be careful. There is nothing really to worry about. Spooky is really safe, but we need to be sure to put this into words. Never place the pads on your eyes or over your heart or above your shoulders. I saw a question before that were asking if a pacemaker can use this. I would strongly suggest not to use it. You have plasma there. Plasma is safe, and you can use it with no issues there. Okay. Avoid hairy areas. Of course, you need to avoid open wounds and scared areas that's on your skin. This will be to avoid any damage in the tissue, of course. Never place a pad directly, very important, I told you before, over a joint or your elbows, knees, or ankles. You need to put it above, a little above them. Pads should never be used wet. They must be dry. Remember, I told you can wash them out, place them back into their sticky plastic, place them back, leave them dry, and then you use them. That's the way to go with these pads. Never use a damaged pad. Replace them as soon as you can, and as soon as you see these pads are used, you need to replace them. Now, for the pads, as well as for the, I have here a pair just to show them knee pads, silver knee pads. Here's the silver knee pad. You can see them. And here are the gloves. I use them. There you are, the gloves. Remember, you can run this for hours and hours and hours and have no discomfort. I usually run them over the whole night period when my mother is having her therapies, and over the clinic I run them for an hour and a half. No issues at all. So that's perfect. Now, we have this general question. Can we use more than 2 pairs of ThinkPads pads simultaneous per person? No. No and no. What should I do if I want to treat a bigger area? As I told you before, you can use bigger ThinkPads pads or redo the treatment 2 times, changing the pads positions, okay? Can we reuse the ThinkPads pads for ourselves, not sharing, for ourselves? I put them 20 times, but basically, in my experience, almost 30 times, no issues at all. Which cable do we need to connect the ThinkPads pads? TINS cable. We only use the TINS cable for the ThinkPads pads. How many times I can use contact mode? Twice daily, no issues at all. What do you feel when you use the contact mode? Well, people usually receive, it's a small tingling sensation in their hands. This starts especially at the start of the treatment and disappears really quickly and leave a small shock. Sometimes it comes back when you change the frequency, okay? If you're using a Spooky2 Boost, the version 3.1, you can use the silver port, remember, to reduce this electrical field, okay? You don't need to solve her. People have the idea they need to feel the shock all the time to feel they are receiving the frequencies. This is not how it works. We don't want to receive you electrical stimulation. You want to receive frequencies using electrical current. So take out of your head the idea, hey, I don't feel nothing, it's not working. That has nothing to do with the treatment. The treatment is working as long as you have the Spooky2 software well used with the Spooky2 XM generator or Generator X or Generator X Pro, as well with the boost connected with the ThinkPad cable and deliver the frequencies by hand cylinders, ThinkPads, gloves, or electrodes, internal electrode. So doesn't need to feel painful, please. Don't think pain, no gain. Okay? That's basically the big questions we have here. Okay, this is real cases. There is big discussion how well does this Rife therapies works or does not works. Over the past year and a half or a year that I have been using these machines, I've been noticing that there are 2 very important factors for the Rife machines. Basically is, well, maybe 3. The healer, that's the person that's delivering these frequencies. Second, of course, the machine itself. And third, the way that people perceive or believe in the healer and in the treatment, okay? When you mix these 3 components, I'm sure you will find great success, okay? The body is really amazing. The frequencies are really amazing. And when you put all this together, you have mind, body, and soul together and a equipment that really works, then you have all wonders there. So this picture is my kid. His name is Isaac. He was 10 years older. He's really allergic to cats. Really allergic to cats. And if you remember, at the beginning of this presentation, I told you my wife passed away on May 16 last year. So after talking with the psychologist, maybe it was a good idea to bring a pet home. Of course, it was not a good idea because allergies were there. So the very first day the pets arrived home, kids were playing with the pet. The cat was really lovely. I love cats. But suddenly allergies came just right to the spot. And if you can see in the top left picture here, you will see the red spot, the eyes closed, being shut down, and he was not very happy. So I remember I was with a friend and we were talking, we were having dinner. My mom, that's helping me with my kids, called me and told me, hey, Isaac is getting allergies real bad. He cannot breathe. Her, sorry, his throat is closing and the eye is really, really big. It's closing also, no? So I was with this friend and she told me, well, let's go and buy some Allegra for kids in the pharmacy and bring that medication to your son. So I went to the pharmacy. I bought the Allegra for my kid and I arrived home and my kid was there sitting waiting for me. And he told me, Dad, help me with this. Okay. So I was going to give him the Allegra and I don't know why I did it, but I did it. Anyway, I said, well, just instead of giving the Allegra, I'm going to look for what's the component of the Allegra. I looked for the component in Allegra on internet, then I went to the Spooky2 database, found the same component, and I made a custom program using the molecular weight of that component. If you can see, I put the bigger, here are the bigger Spooky2 ThinkPads. I didn't use the small one. I put them hooked them to the machine, and I told them, let's wait. I put the frequency, and within 15 minutes, as you can see in the next picture, he was happy, sitting there with no more allergies. Of course, the end of the story, I have to get rid of the cats because allergies were having a constant in my house. And I can do this, but I don't want to live doing this the whole day, of course. So I get rid of the cats. However, now my kid has almost no allergies. I still treat him with remotes and contact. Obviously, this is a very strong season now where sinus came back and allergies start to getting all over the place. So we already start having remotes and some therapies with contact. So we want to avoid having allergies. So this works. I will retake the first part I was talking to in the first. It's maybe the healer, it's maybe the confidence, and it's maybe the machine, maybe the three of them together, but it works. And there is a proof. You can talk about whatever you want. Mainly what we are talking about, that's contact. But if you have any other questions, then we can try to respond. Okay? So here we have Joe Caprano. What about the silver knee pads for the knee cartilage? Yes, you can use them. I strongly recommend them to use them. You can find healing frequencies and recovering frequencies and speed regeneration frequencies in the Spooky2 database. That is what I will do if I have something with problems in the knee cartilage. If you're having pain, also during the night, be sure to use frequencies for stopping the pain. So thank you for everything. Be blessed, be okay, everyone, and see you next time. Thank you very much.